Greetings Internet, and welcome back for another early morning's presentation. Now for today's video, I figured I would do another check out my junk presentation. And for today, I figured that I would jump back into the Ninja Turtles, because I have a sizable collection, and I figured, why not talk about my Ninja Turtles? So today it's nothing really big, bad, and fancy. I'm not talking about actual toys this time around. Today I'm talking about collector's cases. Now for those of you not in the know, way back in the day, like in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and early 2000s I think, when little kids were buying toys, they needed a place to store them. Heck, it's still a thing that they do today. They still need a place to store their toys for those kids who still do, and they're not obsessed with their iPads and their iPods. Look at me sounding all old and fancy. But they also needed their toys to be portable. They wanted a carrying case for their stuff, as it were. And other franchises had, little totes for their collections. Like Masters of the Universe had Castle Grayskull, which was a playset that was also a carrying case. There was Snake Mountain, of course, was the same basic principle. What other... Oh, and they also did have actual, collector's cases as well. Now, as for the Ninja Turtles, as far as I'm aware, they came out with 3 different carrying cases here in the United States. They came out with a big yellow deluxe model, and then they had 2 different versions of the little carrying case. The big one could hold 20 figures, and the smaller cases could hold 12. And well, yours truly, over the course of my collecting, has managed to obtain all 3 of them. Well, all 3 that I'm aware of. That were released here in the States, anyway. So with that being said, let's jump right to them, shall we? Now, the first one that I picked up was the giant deluxe collector's case, as you can see right here. Now this little beauty I found at my local flea market for what I assume to be a fairly decent price. Check out the bottom there, turn it over, and here's the top. Da-da-da. Now this bad boy, I believe, was released in 1990, so this thing's 29 years old. And look at what great condition it's in. It's got a little dust on the top, sure, and it's a bit scuffed, and it still has most of the price sticker on it from when someone picked it up at the Hills department store, which I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. It might be, but it's just not in my area. But yeah, the basic concept behind this, which should be obvious, is, you open it up, you got these fancy trays inside. Don't know how well you can see them in this light. There you go. And the trays inside, there were 2 sets of trays, and what you would do is you would put your action figures in the ones on, there were 3 on the top here, 3 in the bottom there, and you could put accessories and stuff in the middle one as well as your larger action figures, like you say General Trag and Triceraton. But this was the deluxe one, the most expensive of the 3, I would assume. Also, fun fact, for anyone who's noticed my pajama pants, the ones with the Ninja Turtles on them, they reused these images on the side of the box here on those pajama pants. They just recolored them a little bit and changed up the background. And they also, the people who create modern Turtles merchandise, love reusing this particular image right here for whatever reason. I mean, I don't blame them, it's a great image, but they could do something else. Hold on just a moment, folks. Gotta make sure there we go. I almost forgot to turn on auto-tune. Or not auto-tune, autoplay. But anyway, that was the first one that I picked up, and I've had this bad boy for years now. Now, the second one I got is actually the very first one that they released that I'm aware of. That would be this one that they released back in 1988, I believe. Yep. See right there, 1988 Mirage Studios. Don't know how well this camera can pick that up. But anyway, now, the thing I love about this one is it advertises, or it shows off not only the action figures, like here we've got the four turtles, Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael, but it's also got Master Splinter on the side here, getting ready to whoop someone on the other end, or on the other side of that panel. Then on this side we got the Shredder over here hiding out, and basically hidden by the lid, the latch of this thing. But then, as you turn the box around, you get basically product placement for a couple of the vehicles that were out at that time. Namely, there we go, the Cheapskate and the Turtle Trooper, I believe that one was called. Yeah, this particular carrying case is kind of basic. Sorry about all the glare, but this has some really nice shiny clear plastic vinyl covering it that helps protect all those images. Yeah, I just think it's super neat. Another thing that I really love is the fact that, if you notice, the characters have brown weapons with them, which is exactly the same as with the action figures, because every single Ninja Turtle figure, well, all four of the let me try this again. The boys in green here all came with brown weapons, as well as their Master Splinter and the Shredder at that point in time. Oh, I forgot to show off the top. Yeah, see, pretty basic, nothing really too special. Although I'm not sure what's going on the bottom of the case there. Is that like supposed to be, you know, sewer sludge? Is that supposed to be like lava? You know, there are some questions here. But anyway, so you open up the latch, like so. And then inside, just like with the big, well, similar to the big one, the deluxe one, you get these two trays that you get to put your figures in. Now with these, they've only got areas for the 6 basic figures. Like they've got a big one in the middle there for like larger figures, again, like General Trag and Triceraton. Then of course you got like a little area in the middle here for like accessories and stuff. Or if you want to put like a really slim figure like April O'Neil or Ace Duck. Ace Duck could fit in there if you put him in sideways. And on the bottom. And then of course the tray behind this is the same thing. Only with the bottom tray, they turned it around so that, you know, these things wouldn't like just compress in on each other. So yeah. That was the first one that they made, again, to my knowledge, the first officially released one. And then my most recent acquisition, and the one that I'm happiest about, because from what I've heard, this is one of the harder to find, or the hardest to find of the 3. Again, if I'm wrong about this, people who are more knowledgeable than me about this, please let me know down in the comment section below. But anyway, as far as I know, this is the hardest to find of the 3. And this is the one released in 1991. Okay, this was the last one that they released, again, to my knowledge. Now with this one, they kind of went back to basics, like with the original one. As you can see, Mike Raphael here is parachuting in on the Turtle Trooper. And I do believe they copied the art from one of the other ones a little bit. Nope, I'm wrong. They just have a similar placement to the art of a different one. But anyway, so you got them on the front there. I'm going to back it up a little bit so you can see all that glorious artwork. And then of course, like on the original, on one side you've got Master Splinter, and on the other side, in the place of the Shredder, you got a foot soldier sneaking around the corner, trying to sneak up on the turtles. Who, if I'm being brutally honest, it looks like Leonardo is the only one who sees the foot soldier. Donatello appears like just falling or something. He's got this like this look going on. Yeah, they just made them look absolutely goofy on the back of this box. And another thing I find interesting is on the front, now that I'm looking at this more closely, it's like this Mikey, this Leonardo, and this Donatello are looking over at the foot soldier and they're like really happy. And then Michelangelo down here, sorry if I just called this guy Mike, that's Raphael. Anyway, Mikey down here is just oblivious. He's like, hey dudes, are we going to get pizza or what? And they're like, yeah, but first we gotta fight this guy. Turtle power! But yeah. Sorry, I'm being a goof. Actually, I'm not sorry I'm being a goof. That is my natural state of being. I am a goof. And I am proud to be the goof that I am. I will be a goof till the day I die. So enough of that nonsense. But yeah, like I was saying, it came out in 1991. Again, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it should be written right there in the copyright details. And kind of like the original case, the top and the sides are all kind of basic. Yeah, it just got like that brick wall pattern, although I like how they went with pastels, more colorful bricks. Same thing on the sides here, same thing on the back, here and here. And I would still love to know what is going on with the colors on the box. Like, I mean, you got brick wall pattern of... Excuse me, I haven't eaten yet, so I'm getting hungry and I'm getting the hiccups. As y'all should be aware that I do by this point. Anyway, they got brick, brick, brick. But then you get to the front, and it's like a cityscape, there's no brick wall or anything. And there's this yellow in the background, like it starts right back in this area, works its way down, and completely encompasses the bottom. And then it transfers all the way up over onto this side. I mean, I like it, but why? Why did they choose to use that specific color? I have no idea. And again, just like the original collector's case, it comes like so. You know, you got your basic storage spaces right here for normal size figure, larger size for accessories or like an April O'Neil or a really slim figure like Mona Lisa or Ace Duck. Then, you know, just regular spaces at the bottom. And of course, I think with this one I'll actually demonstrate that there are in fact two trays that go inside these things. And just like I said before, so that the trays don't like compress in on themselves, they have them flipped upside down. Or they have the second one. First one, they're opposite is what I'm trying to say. Now I've always been fond of these vinyl collector's cases because they're just neat. And the concepts that you could literally pack all, or if you were a kid in the 90s, you could just pack up all your action figures in one of these, grab it by the handle, and go off and play with your friends. It's just something they don't do anymore that I'm aware of. I mean, they kind of have the similar thing going on with like Shopkins and the Grocery Gang and those kind of toy lines, which I know of thanks to a YouTuber by the name of Pixel Dan, so thank you, Pixel Dan. But I just like these things. I don't know. They're bright, they're colorful, they catch the eye, and even though I never had these things as a kid, they invoke some level of nostalgia. I must have seen these somewhere when I was a kid. My brother might have had them, his friends might have had them, I don't know. But anyway, this has been an early morning's check out my junk presentation. And now to jump into my obligatory, what am I having for breakfast? And this morning, I'm having a nice bowl of honeycomb. Big taste, honeycomb, big taste. Sorry, I like those commercials with those weird honeycomb fuzzy monster guys with the really big expressive faces. And I also love honeycomb. Alright, so now with all that out of the way, thank you all so very, very much for coming back and viewing my content. I do truly and greatly appreciate it. If you like what you've seen, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and for those of you who are already subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon so you can be notified of future uploads, because, you know, YouTube and their nonsense. And with all that being said, this is Oxleymations saying, cowabunga, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.